Much insider information. I was there for 4 years.
The Buffalo Bills and Steelers are facing off for the fourth straight year, and our head coaches know a thing or two about one another going back to William and Mary. Plus, Brian Flores, who is Miami's head coach, is now the Steelers' defensive assistant, which I'm sure will bring extra insight to our team. Levi Wallace and Mitch Trubisky just signing with the Steelers this year could potentially give the Steelers even more insight, not only as to how to play us, but how the Buffalo Bills viewed them. Levi Wallace did state the Buffalo Bills do a good job of mixing things up year to year and says he can't bring too much to the table.
But I know they change their schemes a lot too, and so you never know what to expect, especially with Coach Frazier and Sean. They do a great job of scheming. They know I was in that system for a long time as well as the offense does, and so they do a great job every year. And so we played the Steelers a little different every year, and so I can't really tell.
With that said, let's get into the top matchups to watch. In my previous video, I'll link it above, we heard Mike Tomlin state his willingness to double cover Diggs in man or zone coverage
that require attention that could mean two people, whether it's zone or man schematically.
Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills will be forced to find a second weapon. That second weapon could be Gabe Davis, Isaiah McKenzie, or a running game. Dawson Knox has been ruled out, but even if he did play, Knox would be going against one of the toughest matchups so far this season. Steelers linebackers are fast and fully capable of keeping up with Knox. This could be another reason why the Buffalo Bills decided against starting Knox this week, knowing he wouldn't be a big element to our success. That leaves our wide receivers going against the Steelers' beat-up secondary with already cornerback Witherspoon being out, Cameron Sutton injured, and Terrell Edmunds injuries, and all of them are questionable. TJ Watt being out, not having a pass rush doesn't help that secondary either. That leaves us with Isaiah McKenzie, Gabe Davis. Looking at last year's matchup in Week 1, Mike Tomlin and the Steelers had mixed up his cornerbacks and all across the field. Trey Norwood played 46 snaps in the slot, which is most likely going to be the matchup against McKenzie, but we could also see Arthur Mollett at times too. It seems that they prefer Sutton on the outside and clearly prefer Levi Wallace on the outside. Isaiah McKenzie is questionable for this game, and it's possible that we see rookie Khalil Shakir or even rookie James Cook against Norwood or Mollett. McKenzie is smaller than both Norwood and Mollett, which gives him an advantage in speed, quickness, and a huge advantage in agility. McKenzie is rated 78 overall, whereas Norwood is 65 and Mollett is 64. If McKenzie is a go, he should have a big day. Khalil Shakir could start for Buffalo, which would change the size disadvantage for Buffalo to pretty much even weight and height. 6 foot, 190 pound Khalil Shakir. A 3 wide receiver set with Shakir blocking in the run game is much more ideal than McKenzie. Gabe Davis will be matched up against Levi Wallace or Cameron Sutton. This is the perfect game for Gabe Davis to get back on track. Clearly, knowing Levi Wallace practicing against him ever since he entered the NFL. Sutton is different. He's shorter than Wallace by 1 inch and weighs 10 pounds more. Davis has 3 inches, 20 pounds advantage on Sutton and a 2 inch, 30 pound advantage on Wallace. Gabe Davis is just as fast as Wallace and is slightly faster than Sutton. The injury to Gabe Davis's ankle is crucial, and if he is not 100% this game, it is not good. The other second weapon is Stephon Diggs. The Buffalo Bills should try to implement is the running attack. Considering that Dawson Knox is out, being that extension of the offensive line in the run game, and knowing that we have statistically struggled running it so far in 2022, it seems unlikely that the Steelers would be thrashed by the Buffalo Bills running attack or running the football. Considering players like Hayward, Devin Bush, Miles Jack, and Alex Highsmith, who is tied for second in the NFL with 5.5 sacks, it would be wise to limit the amount of times that Josh Allen drops backs to pass. Minkah Fitzpatrick is tied for second in the NFL, 3 interceptions, 1 less than Poyer, who leads the league. Fitzpatrick and Terrell Edmunds will most likely be shadowing Diggs all game long. If Edmunds does not play this game, it's not a big loss because of the focus Mike Tomlin is bringing to Diggs. Whoever is starting in place of Edmunds, Tomlin will not put that player in a position or a bad position one-on-one. Now, offensively, the Pittsburgh Steelers know it's almost impossible to stop Josh Allen. Tomlin understands that beating Josh Allen sometimes requires 12 or 13 guys, which is impossible.
Like Josh, oftentimes it means 5 rushers. And so do the math, man. When you got that type of talent on the perimeter, when you got that type of talent in the pocket at quarterback, it makes defense challenging. You wish you could utilize 12 or 13 guys.
He also knows that your offense needs to sustain drives, win the time of possession, and keep Josh Allen on the sidelines. Rookie Kenny Pickett has 50 game starts coming out of college, whereas Josh Allen only had half. Pickett not only is capable of being a game manager like Mitch Trubisky, he has a lively, quick action arm that is capable of making throws and coming back. Game managers are only good when the game can still be managed. If you were down by a lot, having a quarterback like Josh Allen who could make something out of nothing is what you need. Pickett can make something out of nothing better than Trubisky, especially because of his legs. Pickett isn't as fast as Allen or as athletic, but he can still move. Greg Rousseau played Pickett in college and tallied up 3 sacks against him. I do expect Rousseau and Von Miller to tear off the Steelers' tackles and get to Pickett. Left tackle Dan Moore is 69 overall, Miller is 92. Okafor is 72 overall, Rousseau is 80. The Steelers will likely run the ball and try to out-physical the Buffalo Bills. Seeing last week that the Buffalo Bills remained in nickel formation, even in the goal line versus Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, the Steelers are anticipating the Buffalo Bills to do the same. I think this week we will see more base defense from the Buffalo Bills. A reason we were in nickel versus the Ravens was because of Lamar Jackson and his speed, taking account for that run-pass option. Pickett is not the same athlete as Lamar and allows for us to stay in a base defense. Najee Harris statistically has not broken a long run in his NFL career. He's much more of a grinder than really a home run hitter. He picks up those hard yards. When looking at the interior offensive line for the Pittsburgh Steelers compared to the Buffalo Bills interior defensive line, I found that we were pretty much even. Left guard Kevin Dotson, center Mason Cole, and right guard James Daniels are 75, 70, and 78 overall, whereas Oliver is 81, Phillips is 75, Daquan Jones is 75, Tim Settle 72, and Brandon Bryant is 64. One advantage the Steelers have are the perimeter wide receivers against the Buffalo Bills' young secondary. Kaiir Elam, Dane Jackson, DeMar Hamlin, and Jaquan Johnson will have the hardest task in the game. Chase Claypool at 6'4", 240 pounds is huge. George Pickens, rookie, who has been working with Kenny Pickett, rookie at 6'3", they are huge size advantages over Kaiir Elam and Dane Jackson. In the slot, Deontay Johnson versus Taron Johnson will be a great matchup to watch. Both are rated the same speed and acceleration, but Deontay Johnson has the agility. Deontay Johnson overall rating is 86, whereas Taron Johnson's is 82. It's established the Steelers do not want to rely on rookie Kenny Pickett to throw the ball more than 50 times this game, but if he needs to, he can. The Steelers will try to out-physical the Buffalo Bills with running the ball and keeping Allen on the sidelines. Knowing that the Bills' defense matches up to the Steelers, I do not believe they will be able to run the ball and out-physical us, especially without having a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, and us potentially going into that base defense. They will be forced to pass because of our offense. Offensively, Josh Allen will need to run up the score. Gabe Davis has the biggest opportunity to showcase himself being a true number 2 threat for the Buffalo Bills. Mike Tomlin is betting on Gabe Davis and is betting that he will not be able to beat Wallace or Sutton. Diggs will be eliminated this game with double coverage, and I know worst case scenario, Josh Allen will put this team on his back and run with it for the W. Hope you guys enjoyed this thorough breakdown video. I think it's important to understand our philosophy, their philosophy, and understanding the matchups to get a sense of actually what will happen. I do believe Buffalo Bills will prevail in this one. I will be live before and during the game. Make sure to like and subscribe to join me. Go Bills! Peace.